Hey, Agatha.
Hello.
They're making so much noise, my girl. That's why I have to go down there. I have to turn off my mic. The guy by Cornella trying to do my hair. So how are you?
Hi, Mister.
Mm.
Hello.
You've got the whole group there. So welcome to everybody here. We're running like 1 minute late. Sorry, I was just trying to make sure that we have this recorded up on YouTube because a lot of people that can't make it today. They said, "Can you please send us the recording of this?" So if we're talking about this amazing technology, literally one of the greatest regenerative breakthroughs of our lifetime, we're gonna be talking about this X39. So again, if you got some people that are supposed to be on here, make sure that you send them a text message, shoot them a WhatsApp, whatever, and let them know. Say, hey. We're getting started. We're live. So I'm Greg. This is my wife Mena, actually here in Sarasota, Florida, live from the USA. We got people from South Africa, people from the islands. We got people from all over the place. France, I think England, even so, all over.
UK,
yeah, UK. So
Yes.
if you want to kick off and then
Yeah,
we'll get
so
started.
good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Wherever you're tying in from, we just want to say we appreciate every single one of you. And Greg and Mena Warmbier out of Sarasota, Florida. We are excited to be bringing this information to you. And we want to say if there's anybody that you've invited or that needs to be invited, still you have a few minutes, so text them quickly, get them on here because you don't want anybody to miss out on this information. If you're brand new on here and you are seeing this for the first time, please put in the chat who invited you and thank you for being on. We are going to be sharing this amazing technology. It looks small and insignificant like a 5 rand coin or a quarter here in the United States, but it's changing a lot of people's lives. And also the other thing is we're going to be sharing the opportunity around this and what David Schmidt, the founder and inventor, what his mission, what his plan is with all of this. So we're not medically trained at all, but we do know in the 3 years that we've been involved with this company, it is just impossible. I mean, I'm going to say this, it is our social responsibility to keep sharing this because the results we're seeing and the quality of life that people are experiencing is just too good not to share. We don't know who's praying for a solution, and we might just have the answer. You know, God answers, and sometimes He answers with little technology like this. You know, so we're going to get started and finish within the hour.
Yeah, so our goal is to be done about 45 minutes. So I'm gonna try to talk slow. I have a lot of people on here that don't speak like I do, as far as they speak English, but they don't understand me a lot of times with
He
my
doesn't
American
speak English.
my American fast accent. So the one thing is that this is an answer to my prayer personally in two different areas. The very first thing was that I had a car accident back in 2016 where someone had brake failure. They failed to use their brakes and slammed into the back of my car. They were obviously texting. We all came to a fast stop. If you've ever had an experience like that, and someone plowed back my car, totaled my car, damaged my neck, my shoulder, my back. My whole life changed that day. Next thing you know, chiropractors, acupuncture, acupressure, every kind of stim therapy, every kind of CBD, essential oil, everything I'm trying to mitigate the challenges that I had. And then on 9/11/2021, I injured my knee in a thing that we went up and down a 5-story building 18 times that represented the amount of stairs the firefighters climbed on 9/11. And so that changed again, and then basically developed hip pain a couple months later. So I had 5 areas of pain. It was just not good. So my friend told me about this patch. I'm like, okay, what's this little thing gonna do? And I said, well, I'll try anything. 3 days later, I'm like going, what in the world is this? Because I no more knee pain, no hip pain, no shoulder pain, no neck pain, no back pain. I'm like, how does this work? And after 2 hours of research went, oh my goodness, this is real. This is like, whoa, we're gonna change the world kind of real. And the company has grown exponentially since then. And so we're obviously exposing people to this, letting people know about it, because a second prayer that was answered is I was basically trying to get out of my job. We'll talk more about that. But because of helping people, I was able to replace my 6-figure income within 14 months, able to fire my job and walk into total freedom. So if you like the idea of what we're talking about today, if you care about people, you definitely want to share this with everybody you possibly can, because this has been a game changer. So we're just going to share a couple different things on here. And then if you have questions, please put them in the chat and we'll be able to basically try to answer those at the very end. The big part to this is we want to run through this pretty quickly, but the biggest question we have for people is, have you been patched yet? And if you're going, what is this patch thing? It's a stem cell activation patch that elevates your copper peptides, activate your stem cells to regenerate your body. So we're going to play a quick 3-minute video. Watch this because it explains more in 3 minutes. I can explain 30 minutes. So instead of this being an hour and 45-minute meeting, we'll try to get it done in 45 minutes. So here you go. Here's the video, and definitely take some notes.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter, built not to treat symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light-activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? To reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? Visit thisisitinfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there. But there's more. This tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom. Because behind it is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself and, even better, to benefit from other people's efforts. So your income no longer depends solely on you. By duplicating yourself over and over, the income potential is far greater than a conventional job, career, or profession. And you're never alone. The This Is It system gives you the tools, the path, the team. All you have to do is start. The question is no longer if it works, it's whether you'll act or let this moment pass. Will you keep waiting or finally feel your body come alive again? Will you stay financially stuck or build something that lasts? Isn't it time to start living life on your own terms? The This Is It action plan will set you on a path to live out the dreams you have for your family. Get back with the person who shared this video so you can experience the age-reversing health and the exciting lifestyle that thousands are already enjoying. This is the technology, this is the team, and this is your moment. This is it.
Okay, well, that's awesome. So again, you'll see obviously there's a lot behind the technology and also a lot behind obviously the company itself and the team that we're a part of. So that's why the video is there. So I kind of give a great overview of what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing I started researching was actually this gentleman, David Schmidt. You heard about that. He's got over now 200 patents. He's one of the top scientists in the world. He's won all kinds of awards for all the inventions he has. And this has been his greatest invention. It's been absolutely amazing how actually this activates the stem cells in your body and regenerates your body. So it's one of the greatest regenerative technologies ever created in our lifetime. So it's pretty amazing. But as a science inventor, he specializes in age reversing. So thank God for people like that. And in 2008, he focused his attention on stem cell research and knew that was the key to really anti-aging and age reversing. And so this recent patent took 10 years, $4.5 million with the money to basically dollars to bring to market. I know I talked to my wife about this. She's like, don't even think about it. I'm not interested in that goofy little thing, whatever it is. Then I said, check out the information. And she checked out the patent and all of a sudden things changed a little.
Yeah, so my background, I'm an attorney from South Africa, and I am skeptical about a lot of stuff. So, you know, I want to know that you've shown me the research and we can prove that this in fact works. Greg's results were undeniable. You know, if someone's moaning and groaning for 6 years straight and there's just no relief, my ears hurting every single day. And then 3 days he's using this and he stops moaning. And I was like, he can't be faking that, you know. But when he saw his doctor and the doctor said, I can't even adjust you, not 1 millimeter off, perfect homeostasis, I sort of dropped my guard a little and I decided, you know what, I'm actually going to look at the website, which I was reluctant to look at. I didn't want to look at anybody's, I wanted to do my own research. So I looked at the website and I was like blown away to see that it's patented technology. No one had mentioned that to me, you know. People were just talking about using this product. When I saw it's patented, I understand patents as an attorney. A lot of my colleagues, they specialize in registering patents, and it's a legal document. You can't have this document registered unless you prove it's a product that's one of a kind. And also the factual statements that are in there, you have to show that they in fact do happen. So I looked at this and I read just one of these paragraphs that we have highlighted here today. It says embodiments as a result of elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. And I thought to myself, my goodness, I'm trying to do a lot of that for myself, you know. So there's something to this, and I didn't want to be left out. I have fear of missing out, FOMO. So I decided if he's getting great results, I want to experience this as well.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And so one thing we didn't realize is, again, I understood how stem cells work because I was looking at stem cell injections, and I just knew that once again it was localized. What it was, not realizing how stem cells work, that as you start growing and aging, basically as you're a baby, you start growing and growing and growing. Well, the stem cells are replicating and be growing your organs, growing your whole body. But by the time you're 30 and you stop basically growing at the age of 18, 19, 20, by the time you're 30, you have half the stem cell activity you had when you're younger. By the time you're 60, you got a 5 to 10% maybe. That's one of the reasons why we forget things. We have graying hair, we got wrinkles, we got all this kind of stuff. All this stuff starts happening, but when you start activating your stem cells, your body starts acting younger. And that's what we're going to talk about today because it's so powerful what it actually does.
So how does it work? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. A lot of people have heard of red light therapy, blue light therapy, patented nanocrystal technology. So there's everything in this patch is organic, it's natural. It reflects the light off our own body to activate it. And then it reflects back into the body and it starts to elevate the copper peptide in our bodies. It is not transdermal, so it's not putting anything into the skin, no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants, not invasive. And LifeWave products, we're not telling you that we're diagnosing, that we're going to treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition.
Yeah, and most of us experience obviously phototherapy every day. We live in the sunshine state here in Florida, and when the sun's out like it is right now, I was just outside just like an hour ago, and when the sun hits our skin, which is our biggest organ, it elevates things in our body like vitamin D. Most people know they need to get vitamin D from the sun. Well, the sun's not pushing out vitamin D, it's pushing out a frequency of light that interacts with our skin. Well, the patch basically acts like a mirror, so we emit light and heat 24/7. So if you put on night vision goggles, we all glow in the dark, right? So what happens is that our light for our body hits the patch, reflects back in, and elevates these copper peptides that activate our stem cells. And what's interesting about that is there's over 158 case studies on PubMed.gov alone on GHK copper peptides. They call it the holy grail of anti-aging. Thus the reason why it works so well. It's pretty amazing.
So the benefits of X39, we've experienced everything on this slide that is before you. Increased strength, reduced inflammation, which was a big one for me. Increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity, restored muscle or skeletal conditions, improvement of sleep, huge for me. I wasn't sleeping at all. Many years of just going to bed, my mind racing as a lawyer, worrying about everybody's problems. And I just thought that's my lot in life. I signed up for that. And little did I know that my sleep would improve, dramatically. I have slept like a baby in the last 3 years that we have been using this product. Absolutely amazing. There's days when I think, oh, maybe tonight's the night that I don't. And honestly, I put my head on the pillow and I'm gone, like just gone till the next morning. Energy, revitalized, feeling like I've really had great sleep. Improved skin appearance is what a lot of people are seeing as well. And that's what the industry is like all about looking great and just looking younger and keeping younger and feeling younger. So it's a big industry out there. And David says we achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being.
Yeah, if you understand what homeostasis is, it's basically your body being balanced. Imagine your hormones balanced, your brain balanced, your gut flora balanced, all these different things that start happening. And so what's interesting is that we could have pages and pages and pages of this, but it's just, once again, this is just one example because we could go on and on about all the benefits that it does.
So this is a topography map, and this woman is a 77-year-old participant, and David had a number of participants taking place. He wanted to show that what inflammation does in the brain and what it looks like. So he scanned this woman's brain before she started to wear the X39. She didn't do anything else that was different. She literally just started to wear the X39 consistently. So the first scan is before the X39 goes on, shows a lot of bright colors and the reds and oranges and so on. And David says that's inflammation in the brain, meaning a lack of brain coherence, which could be PTSD, fear, anxiety. It could be forgetfulness. Session 2 is just 3 weeks later. A lot of those bright colors are gone, meaning there's a detox of that inflammation, improved brain coherence. The brain cells are now operating properly, and the forgetfulness, the memory, that's, she's beginning to remember and so on. Session 3 is a complete turnaround. It's better brain coherence. It's what a balanced brain should be looking like. And that's only 6 weeks later, just 6 weeks. And, it's not like a lot of people make these lifestyle changes, which not everybody can do. You really got to be so determined and consistent to continue to live a certain way every single day. This was just 6 weeks of her on this patch. And, David said if he had scanned everybody's, all her organs, they probably would have looked like what her brain looked like at session 1.
Yeah, exactly. And so the one part is that they get all kinds of studies they do. We're just highlighting a couple different things, but long-term studies you can find on the website, thisisitinfo.com. So one thing they talk about is, once again, well, how long should I be wearing this? Well, it's interesting. The longer you wear this, the better it works. And so it's amazing because I've had some people say, well, what's the rule of thumb? I said, the rule of thumb is for every decade that you're alive, you should be wearing at least 1 month. And so it comes in a sleeve. This is a 1 month supply. It's got 30 patches in here. So this is a 1 month supply. So if I'm 55 right now, I should be wearing at least 5 to 6 months to see the full effect. But we notice stuff right away. For me, it was 3 days. I've had some people within weeks. Some people it takes months. Everybody's different. But within the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset to a younger, healthier state. And all the studies that they've done. Now, again, I've heard of things like resveratrol that's in a lot of different supplements, and they call it their hero product is resveratrol because it resets genes. Well, it resets 2 genes. This resets 4,000. Your body goes into this reboot. The same way if your phone locks up or your computer locks up, like I had my phone lock up earlier today. So what I do, I rebooted it. So what happens, it goes back to the original operating system. So imagine your body going into this reboot. And so your body goes in this healing state and starts detoxing out inflammation, things like that. So within 6 weeks, like Mena showed, once again, your brain becomes balanced. Basically, other parts of your body become balanced. Within 3 months, collagen level is increased. Once again, 200, 300, 400%. Hashtag collagen. I mean, seriously, within 6 months, they talk about heart reversing in age. And we've heard studies of years of reversing. So it's amazing the difference that happens within a short period of time. That's why David says this is not anti-aging, it's age reversing. I've been using the product when I started using it literally at the age of 52 was at the time. I was literally, I felt like I was in my 60s going to my 70s. Now I'm 55, I feel like I'm in my 30s going into my 20s. And that's not a joke. When you use this product, you'll actually experience reverse aging. It's amazing.
So how do we wear the X39? We wear the patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off to repair and rejuvenate. And the graphics here show underneath the belly button or behind the neck on the C7, that bone that's a little bit more protruding. And then we throw it away. So it comes in a month's supply. We wear one, we throw it out after 12 hours of wear, and we put a new one on. And you can wear more than one patch, but it's not necessary. We have known people to put a patch on the knee and a patch on the back. But David talks about, put the patch where it hurts.
Yep.
and drink plenty of water. Make sure that you are adding additional minerals to your water. You don't want to be drinking water that is depleted of all minerals, like a reverse osmosis water or pure water. You want to add some additional minerals to your diet. Pretty simple. We do Celtic salt, cucumber, watermelon, avocado.
Yeah. And all these things work. So for me, I had 5 years of pain. So I just said, they said where to put it. I put it on my C7. If you feel in the back of your neck, there's a little bump on the back of your neck there. That's where the preferred place is, a hot spot. There's different hot spots, but like I said, Ben said, you can put it anywhere. It basically it'll work. So the one thing that we know is it's a very sophisticated product. It took 10 years to develop. It's very simple to explain and also simple to use. I told people if you can use a plaster or Band-Aid, it's called peel and stick and put on. Very, very simple. But the testimonies are life-changing. We could share testimonials all day long, and we can send you some videos, and you can go to the website. We'll talk about that. But the best thing we know is it absolutely works. It starts working as soon as you put it on, but some people may experience different, things. It might take days or weeks or months before you notice certain things happening, but it starts working right away. So a lot of people say, where do we get this information from? You can go to thisisitinfo.com. And what the information that you get from there specifically talks more about how you can actually utilize this product, how to basically wear it, what to say, all the stuff we're going through right now. So you can send someone directly to the website. At the very top, it is testimonials that are on there. We recommend, once again, you can select some different testimonials, take a look at the different things that are on there. It shows all these different challenges that people have. And when you click on one of them, it's got 2, 3, 4 different videos in there. But when you scroll through, you'll see the patent, you'll see once again, the technology, more about the case studies, a link to PubMed.gov with over 158 different case studies on GHK copper peptide, their own case studies. When you scroll down, you see actually medical doctor section, and everything else that's in there. So you want to talk a little more about the company?
So LifeWave, the company, we didn't even know it existed.
No.
We were wearing this, but we found out that there is a company, LifeWave. They are a 21-year-old company this year, opening over now 80 countries and opening more countries around the world. And at the time of us finding out about this, the company was sitting at about 20 million US in revenue. And you can see the consistent growth. I mean, it's really explosive growth. In 4 years, the company went from 20 million US, we closed at over 600 million US last year. That's growth of 580 million US because David introduced the X39. And we're predicted to close at over $1 billion US this year and well on our track to do so. The other thing we loved about this product is, there's a lot of people moving products out there, and the products are great. I mean, there's oils, there's supplements, there's hair care, skincare, which we use. Obviously wash our hair, use skincare, supplementation. And we love to support our small business owner friends. But the thing is, the variety is vast, and there's so much. Like you can walk into a CVS, you can walk into Discount. There's a lot of competition. When we're sharing the X39, people's ears perk up, their eyes open wide, because they want to know what on earth is this, and how does it work, and where do I get it?
Yeah, and a lot of people say, well, how did they grow so fast? Well, when you have a unique product, I said there's, good. They talk about good is the enemy of great. But exceptional is better than great. I'll tell you that right now. When you have a unique, exceptional product that no one else has, it's patented, everything else, people take notice and they want to utilize it. So, and that's what we share the information. We want to share the people, more about it. So the company itself has grown, once again, the fastest growing momentum company in all of networking. The part that we love about it is they're partnered with a couple named Steve and Gina Merritt. So Steve here in the black and Gina in the stripes here. They actually were involved with another company that did stuff with what they call acai juice. Now, you may have heard of acai juice. Well, when they started doing this company 30 plus years ago, no one ever heard of acai juice. And it was a new thing. But again, everybody had all the health benefits of acai, which is great, but it's not patented. So they had nothing they can do with it. So when basically all these other companies are coming out with the same product, and now you can buy it at almost any health store, and even grocery stores have it. I can go to my local grocery store and buy it here. So they start shifting to a weight loss company. They go, yeah, we don't want to do that. I mean, they made a ton of money helping a lot of people. They built a team of over 1 million people around the world. Well, the crazy part about that was that Steve was a professional water skier. And Lily said he was a barefoot water skier, he was a world champion, created all these different tricks all these guys are doing today, but his body took the brunt of the challenges, because obviously he had over 13 surgeries, riddled with all kinds of challenges, taking handfuls of Excedrin, if you know what that is. It's like an Advil or Motrin or whatever. The crazy part about this, wife goes, this is going to kill you. You can't, but he goes, well, I got to keep moving forward. So Lily, within a week of him using this product, he had no pain. And all of a sudden his wife's like, this is it. This is what we've been praying for. So for a year, they've been praying for the right company the right product, the right compensation plan, the right leadership, like David Schmidt owning the company and being the founder and the inventor of the product, not somebody who's just kind of saying, hey, let's find a product we can try to sell. And really, they prayed for God's favor. And today we have the fastest growing team in the world, hundreds and hundreds. I think it's approaching 700,000 people on our team within 3 years. Well, that catapulted the company up to be the #1 growth company. They won the Bravo Award last year. And guess what? We won it again this year. So the fun part about this is that when we talk to people about this, we will make sure that people understand that we are wanting to let people know about the product. Now, you may say, well, I'm just interested in the product, but how do I turn this into an opportunity? So we're going to go into that. But first, I want you to think about what is the most important things in your life. Because as we're transitioning this, I want you to think about why would I want to do something more that I'm doing, and why would I even take on another endeavor? I know we were very busy. Trust me, I was not looking for another opportunity. I wanted out of my job, so I had 4 or 5 different things that we were doing, and so I had all these different things that going on. And when this came along, I just told my friend, I said, Ken, I'll be a good customer. I'll be a good customer. Be a good loyal customer. You've been a great friend for 10 years. Well, 3 days later, I'm like, okay, how do I get this product in other people's hands? Because what happened is the most important thing for us is family. That's for us. It's always been, it's God, family, job, and business. That's the same thing we did. So God's the #1 priority, our relationship with our Lord and Savior. But the second thing is family. So Menace families in South Africa. So we get a chance to go there, often, usually once a year. Now we get to go whenever we want to because of freedom. And that was the biggest thing. So having time is a big part. The word should be on here, freedom. But literally, that was what I was looking for. I was working a full-time job, working for a company that actually had really good standards, really good morals, really good ethics. They had a good mentorship program, and they shifted. How many people have ever had that happen? Well, they shifted to from a mentorship program to a tour mentorship program, and I said, I want it out of there. And literally within this company, with the help of my wife, the help of God, seriously, with all the team that we worked with, I was able to replace my 6-figure income with 14 months. Several months later, fired my job back in January 8th of 2024, and literally walked into the land of living of total financial independence. We've quadrupled our business, quadrupled our income since then. It's been absolutely phenomenal how God is blessing us abundantly. Now a business in over 40 countries around the world. So for a lot of people, the #1 thing for them is better health. We hear people all the time going, oh my goodness, I'm really hoping this is going to help my husband. I hope this is going to help my wife. I hope it's going to help me, right? That was another thing I was looking for. But security, how about having financial security? I'm not talking about barbed wire fences and bars on windows, right? I'm talking about, once again, having financial security. How about the idea of being able to travel whenever you want to? Last year, we spent 4 months traveling. Of course, 3 different times to South Africa, but we went all these incentive trips. If you like free travel, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But how about less debt? How about zero debt? One of the things that we talk to people about all the time is how about funding ministries? How about helping ministries fund themselves? And so these are the things that we're going to talk about a little bit and how that all works. But you want to get specific on what your goals and dreams are and work with the person. Tell the person what you want to do. I would say if you quadrupled your income, how would your life change? What would you do different than you're doing right now? Because really, that's what I want you to think about. So it's amazing what can happen. So you want to talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, so this is what becoming or participating in the opportunity. I'm looking for the words.
Yep.
He just throws the slide to me. So this is what looking for this is what participating in the opportunity looks like. You decide what package is going to work for you. Because these packages all come at a wholesale price. So we're not trying to make the difference between the retail and the wholesale and put the profit in our pocket. We're all about getting a package into your hand, because the people that you're going to network with, or the people that you're going to influence and share with, are people that we don't know. Yeah. So David's mission in all of this is to get this into 1 billion homes. And he's asking us to help him do that. So if you're saying, you know what, I like the idea of a core package, it's just 3 months supply, myself, my husband or my wife, and one of my children, we're going to try this out. That's okay. Just get back with the person that invited you. We're going to give it to you at the wholesale price. The advanced package is for the person who says, you know what, I like this, and I think I may want to share with 1 or 2 people. I want to be able to participate in everything that the compensation plan has to offer. I am a business-minded person. Yes, that's where I'm able to start, and that's okay. That's great. But get back with the person that invited you. Then premium is for the serious entrepreneur. We were, especially Greg at the time, he was understanding that, hey, if this works, I'm definitely in, and we want to get this in as many people's hands And so we wanted a little bit of a mini warehouse because the $1,750 for us, we'd never opened a traditional business just for one at 1,750. We pay a lot more than 1,750, and a few times a year, more than that for overheads. So we saw the value in this, and we said, but I was like saying, you know what, it's your thing. And I said to him, you make sure we make that money back. We made it back in 2.5 weeks. We paid that for the month. We made it back in 2.5 weeks. And our first month, we made $3,000. So we were already in the black.
Yeah.
And the other thing is we saw as business owners that this sleeve wholesale price is $99.95, but we were getting it at more of a reduced price, $87.50. So we were saving a little bit of money. Okay. We understood that we could put this in people's hands straight away. When they said they wanted a package, we ordered their package. We put this in their hands straight away. When their package came in, they replaced it with us. So we rotated this in and out a number of times and made that money back. So you never want to run out of product. And I'm telling you why, is David says, give yourself a 90-day run. So if you can't start at the premium or you can't start at advanced, you want to at least get the core. Because David said 97% of people see a significant result in 90 days. And it's been proven even by practitioners that we know personally that are using it in their practice. So the other thing is, he says, you want to at least experience it 1 month for every decade that you're alive. Yeah. But for us, I've replaced my collagen powder. I've replaced my energy drinks, which were not bad energy drinks, just so that you know. They were good. And hair, skin and nail supplement, no longer. So I removed all of those because my body is helping itself produce its own collagen. So I wear it as a supplement for every day. I don't want my stem cells to go dormant.
No, absolutely. So the big part to this too is, how do we make the money back? The very first way we make money is when someone buys a pack, they get a core pack, they see this PIB, it says product introductory bonus. You basically get $35 when someone buys a core. When someone gets an advanced pack, you get $75. Someone buys a premium, you make $405. So we signed up several premiums, several advanced, several cores, and we made our money back. Now, can I guarantee that for you? No, we can guarantee you that if you work with us and you follow the pattern of success that we do, you will become successful. I had people say, well, if I get this pack, will you help me to make this money back my first month? Yes, we do that. And we've done that for dozens of people. I mean, I can tell you, I don't know, I got a young guy in South Africa, literally same thing. He said, he goes, I'm going to take out a loan. I said, I just recommend just get, because I want the biggest pack. Will you help me make the money back? And we did. 30 days later, we helped him make that money back. And he's now making a ton of money. So when you understand what can happen, it's pretty huge. So the second way we make money is by building a network or building a team. Some people love this idea. Some people don't like this idea. I love the idea. I love it because, again, I heard J. Paul Getty say, once again, he was the first US billionaire. He said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. And this is residual. So Boyd made that money up front, but how many people make money and then they got to work again to get the money and work again to get the money? No, this is where multiplying comes in and really exponential growth if you understand it. So what happens now, you get started as a brand partner and you've got friends, family, cousins, whoever. You say, you put your friend over here, you put another family member, you put a cousin over here, you put another neighbor over here, you find two on the right, two on the left, and you keep on finding people, find another person, you keep on going down. But what happens here, as soon as you find four, you now can become what's called a manager. Just knowing four people to go manager, make up to $1,500 a week. Now, it doesn't start there. So it's at 100 and then 200 and 300, starts growing and growing and growing. And then what's going to happen, you're going to find someone on the right that says, I want to be a manager. This person says, I want to be a manager. Now you start making, this becomes a manager, this becomes a manager, you become a director. Now you're making up to $2,500 a week. It just opens it up and you can make more every single week, every single month. Well, what happens, you capped here at $25,000. I don't like using the word cap, but again, you can only make up to $25,000 a week. Only. Just kidding, but it's $1.3 million a year for the second way, but it's not the biggest way that we make money. But just to show you the stair step of how it works is that when you become a manager, you can make up to $1,500. We start making some money. We're like, oh, this is good. When we became a director, we started making about $300, $400, $500 a week here and there, so which was great. As soon as we hit director, we started making over $1,000 a week. I'm going, okay, this has got some teeth. Well, what set us free financially was executive director. We were making over $2,000 to $3,000 a week, and all of a sudden it starts growing. And 6 weeks later, we hit the presidential rank. What do you think happened to our income? We went from 50,000 points to over 100,000 group volume. Our business took off, and last year, literally beginning at the end of September, beginning of October, we hit the highest rank in the whole company. We've never had success like that. We've never seen, we're like going, okay, I don't know how this happened. It was called God's favor. I'm telling you that right now, that's what happens. And so there's favor all over this business because that's what Steve and Gina pray for. That's what we pray for our team every single day. And doors started opening. So the great part about this is we got both excited about this, but this third way, which is really the biggest way, is what we got very excited about, which is unlimited.
So I like unlimited. I don't like limitations. And so when I saw that there's this matching bonus, I was like, oh my goodness, now how does that work? So we go out and we talk to the people that we know, and they are our first generation. They want their products, they're going to get it, and they're going to talk to their people, and they start to make money on the binary, whether it's 25,000 max or whether it's 1,000 that they're making on a weekly basis. We get paid a 25% matching bonus off of what the first generation is doing. Every single one of them. If we got 200 first generation, every week we're getting 25% off of what they're doing on the binary. The second generation is the people that they're going to talk to. And those people, we're going to be making 20% off of second generation weekly payouts. Third generation is the people that the second generation are talking to. And we make 20% off of the third generation, whatever they're doing on a weekly basis. If it's $100, we're making 20% off of that. If it's 1,000, we're making 20. No matter how many third generation, second generation, and first generation we have, and no matter where they are on that left team or the right team, you can have a first generation person who's number 58 on the left team, and you're still making the 25% off of their weekly payout. So we don't know who is out there that knows hundreds of thousands of people and that is going to touch their lives, share hope. Because honestly, what I believe we are sharing is hope.
It is.
We hear too many stories where people tell us, the doctor has given us no hope.
Yeah.
And then what do? We tell them, well, we can't give you a guarantee. We then just share the website with them. And we say, hey, take a look at this. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to do for you, but you take a look. And then they make up their own mind.
Yeah.
When they see what's on the website, they make up their mind and they say, this is the kind of thing they've told us. Well, what do I have to lose?
Yeah.
The doctor's given me no hope. Maybe this will help me. And guess what? Our friend Dana, facing amputation. She said, either I die or I amputate my limb, or maybe this works. And guess what? This worked. Her wound closed. She came off 12 of 14 medications.
Yeah, her wound is about the size of your fist on her calf.
She
to give
was
you an idea how big it
popping,
was.
and we got it all documented.
Yeah, we showed you the
If you want
videos.
the pictures, you can see them. Popping 14 pills a day. Came off 12 of those pills. Lost 185 pounds. Her hair grew back. Her skin looks amazing. She looked like she had extreme makeover.
Yeah.
That's what she looked like we didn't recognize her.
Yep.
And the lady is living the life of her dreams,
Yes.
traveling, married. She got married.
That's right.
I mean, and
Yeah.
you think she's not coming back to us and saying, I'm so glad you told me about this. Who are we to keep this a secret?
That's right.
Even if you don't care about the money and about what it can, how that can bless people and bless ministries or bless your family, even if you don't care about that, I'm telling you now, share hope, because a lot of people, I spoke to a young man in South Africa this morning. He's a paraplegic from age 19. He's 52.
An accident. Yeah.
He has the most amazing attitude. And all he wants to do is help people.
Yeah.
Someone who's wheelchair bound, all he wants to do is help people. And he said to me, you know what? I'm in and out of hospital so many times because being a paraplegic, affects different areas of his body. But his mind is so sharp, and all he wants to do is get out there and touch people's lives and make a difference. And he said to me, if this can fix some of the other issues that I have because I'm wheelchair bound, he said, I will be the biggest advocate.
Yeah.
I will be so guess what we're doing when we get to South Africa is one of the first people we are going to go see. But I shared the website with him, and I'm going to follow up. He didn't say, oh no, sorry, I just am hopeless. No, he's still out there sharing hope with people in the best way that he knows to do it.
Absolutely. And we, like I said, we could go on and on and on about different stories. And every day we're talking to people. The reason why we can't, it's something that once you understand, like Mena says, a social responsibility, once you realize you got a product like this, you got to let everybody know about it. So again, we tell people, pick the pack you want to get started with, get set up basically on auto ship. So most people, they get started with the core, we put on 2-sleeve auto ship. Same thing with advanced premium, they delay it 90 days. So you don't have to even order any product for 90 days. That's an additional savings. That's a $400 savings if you normally would have to order product next. So if you order it now, you're covered for October, November, December, you don't have to buy anything until January. So that's, to me, that was like a no-brainer. But you got a 30-day money-back guarantee. There's no risk. And I tell people all the time, I say, why don't we help you move forward? Pick a package that works best for you, help you move forward. You can do all the research you want over the next 30 days. The best way to do research is put a patch on, right? And then do the research, right? Whatever you want to do. So once again, you can take a look at the This Is It info, because all the information, that's because it's the informational site, that's info on the X39. And then we have This Is It team. And it's not password protected. You can go to our team and take a look at the system we have. You can actually see it says LifeWave compensation plan. You can click on that. This is also in all these languages. It's in Portuguese and Spanish and Russian and Cantonese now, or Mandarin, or Italian now. It's amazing. All these different for both the info and This Is a team. So we got a global business, so obviously in all these languages and more to come. So there's different launch meetings that we have throughout the whole week. So if you say, how can I see this, or how can I tie people in? So even tonight here in the United States, we got one at 8 o'clock, another one at 10 o'clock. Tomorrow's actually British Standard Time. At 8 p.m., which is 3 p.m. Eastern time. If you got people in the afternoon or work nights, they might want to jump on that one. Basically, for that, Steve and Gina Merritt are actually doing that. And once again, you're talking about the most successful couple in this industry. Amazing, right? So what happens on Wednesday is actually one for Australia, for Sydney, Australia. And so what's great about that too is that Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Friday is a real short one. It's a 30-minute one, always done by the team. It's always, I would say, brief with belief. So it's 12 o'clock noon, and once again, 6 o'clock in Europe.
Spanish Zooms right throughout the week.
Now they got them every day. I think they even have Saturdays now too. Yeah, Monday through Saturday. And then they have team teaching they have on Saturday. So there's this whole system of mentorship and coaching and training if you want to learn what to do, how to do it. I've never seen anybody that plugs into this that's not succeeding. Everybody who plugs in and applies what we do, they succeed, period. And that's it. Because if you don't, there's nothing we can do. So again, that's what we said, we got all these recorded on YouTube channel. This one's being recorded. So I had a channel that I never used for anything. Now I've got all these testimonial videos and all these different recordings of different ones that we have. And so this is something that's actually just finishing up. We got 2 weeks left on this. Incentive trips. We've been on 7 free incentive trips in the past 18 months. This is going to be our 8th free incentive trip in less than 2 years. So they got all these different trips, different incentives. So again, if you want to know more about this, you like free trips, even for people in Europe, people in South Africa, they're flying you to Miami, paying for the flight and also getting on the cruise. So if you want to know how to do that, there's an incentive on how to earn points. And actually, even somebody who starts today could still win this cruise. And I'm not kidding, because they doubled the points for the last 2 weeks. If you want to learn more about that, we're going to help you get on a cruise with us. We're going to be on the cruise, and so we're having other people. There's also different. Why don't you talk about these real quick?
Yeah, so A Million Stars is coming up on the 26th of October. A lot of us are going to be in Anaheim, California for the global convention. A Million Stars is going to be on YouTube. So if you're not going to go to Anaheim, you can watch A Million Stars on YouTube. It's 8:30 a.m. California time to 3:30 p.m. California. So that for South Africa, I believe, will be like around about 5 p.m. I think it starts. But then all in, the tickets are available, virtual tickets for purchase. Yep. We'll be there live at the Eric Warrior Studio in Vegas, but everybody else will be attending virtually. Yep. So get your tickets.
Tens of thousands.
Make a decision today to be there virtually. And Denise, she can tell you, she attended this year's virtual one that we did in Vegas, and it fired her up.
Oh, yeah. Decisions,
So
that's
I
right.
know she's making sure her whole team's there.
Yep.
And then Unstoppable is Orlando next year, 7 to 9 of August, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. So you know what? The thing is, I know what it took to get a law degree and to become a lawyer. I had to go to law school every day for 7 years. Okay, a postgrad degree, so many examinations, so much money. I would not have been a lawyer if I did not attend law school.
Yeah.
If I want to have the fruit on the tree in this opportunity and touch many, many lives, believe you me, I'm touching a lot more lives than I have ever touched as a lawyer.
Absolutely.
A lot more lives, and very simply so. On Zoom, we've met so many of you beautiful people that we haven't met in person, but
We will, though.
you have become
Come join us on
our
the cruise.
family. You have become our family because of this opportunity.
Yeah, we're meeting people
So-
for the first time in Anaheim. We've never even met before, which is fun.
Yeah. So I just want to say, you know what? We have something so amazing in our hands, and anybody can do this. You don't need a degree. You don't need a degree to do this. So
No.
make a decision today.
Yeah, we tell people all the time. So we always have what they call an app in our lap. So if you say, hey, I want to get started, we're basically just going to say, okay, give me your name, address, phone number, all the stuff, fill out the information, and basically log you in, get you registered. You get started right away. Like I said, you got that 30-day money-back guarantee. But like Mena said, there really is hope for your future. And people that are out there, so we tell people we're hope dealers, not dope dealers, right? So we say, get started today. Start utilizing it. That's what we did. I mean, when I had my challenges, I said, I'll try anything. And that's why I tell people all the time, most people know people that have all kinds of challenges, but you also know a lot of people that have financial challenges. This is helping people become free. So the one thing I always look at too is you look at this picture. I love this picture here with all the palm trees and kind of chillaxing by the pool, looking over the ocean. And again, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. How many people know like a video is worth 1,000 pictures? So you might watch a video the same place, you get a different aspect of everything. It's like, wow, this is interesting. Like for me, my wife's from South Africa. When I saw pictures of South Africa, wow, this is amazing. When I saw videos, I'm like, wow. But how many people know an experience is worth 1,000 videos? We want you to experience this product. When I went to South Africa, I experienced the culture, the people, the food, the everything else. And now you can't take that away from me. It's not just a picture, right? So again, we want you to experience this. We can talk about it all the time, but when you put the patch on, now you begin to experience it. So again, we just tell people all the time, we're here to help. We're here to, we're team players, we're mentors, we're coaches. That's what we do. Our whole team is that same way. So we're coaching mentors, we become mentors, and which is amazing. So again, the one thing that we know that once again, we're jumping off right now, we got another training that we're doing at 2:00 today. We're implementing a whole new system that we're using. It's not a whole new system. We're taking all the puzzle pieces and put it together because a couple that basically has been using this this program has had one of the greatest successes in the company. She get 95% success rate. People they talk to actually sign up, so that's starting in like less than 10 minutes. So again, but the one thing we're going to do is basically let you go, get back together with the person who actually recommended this to you that you got on here, get back together with them, and then we can set up another time to go over more details. But get signed up. Just say, hey, which package do I start with? You know, you might be saying, I want to try the core advanced. I said the premium is the Let's Go product, you know, is the one they do. So like I said, if you have anything else you want to wrap up with. So, but the thing that we always wrap up with is that we know there's a lot of things that are going on in life. There's a lot of uncertainties that are happening with life in general, but the one thing that we know for sure is this is it. So once again, yes, this is being recorded. I'm actually going to send you the recording of this so that you can have it. So if you're on here, once again, we're going to forward the recording to you. It's on our YouTube channel. It'll be forwarded in just a little bit. But besides that, let us know how we can help out. Super excited to be partnered with you. Most important part about this is get involved. Take a look at this. The more you look at it, the more you go like us. I go, oh my goodness, we need to change the world. So anyway, so God bless you guys. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you at the next level training in about 12 minutes. God bless you. Talk